Hello, I'm Jennifer Davenport, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make a designer wreath on a budget. So get your craft supplies out. Here's the wreath that I picked up at Home Goods. Very beautiful wreath, just as it is. But in order to create the very trendy wreath that I want to show you how to make, we're going to have to customize it a little bit. Now, I have seen this at market. I've also seen it on Instagram, this design, and it's very easy to do, but you're going to have to do it yourself because I did not find it anywhere in any craft store, but that's okay. We're going to have super fun putting this together. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these red berries, and I'm not going to throw them away because they are weatherproof berries, so I'm probably going to use them in a mailbox swag or something outside. Now that I have all the berries removed, it's time to do the design of this wreath, and we want all of the cedar to start in the middle and go down in the same way to meet in the bottom. And as you can see, this wreath cedar goes all in a circle. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to remove some of these branches, turn them in the right direction, and I'll just hot glue them back onto the wreath. But I want to make sure that at the top I leave about 6 inches of that grapevine to show because I'm going to add some ribbon. I'll show you that in a minute, and that's what's going to make this design over the top. Pretty much had to remove most of this side, but no big deal, because I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue, nestle it into the grapevine, and make sure all of these are going in that direction towards the center. So when I'm putting these on the wreath, I'm adding a little bit of glue on the stem, and then I'm doing my best to nestle it into that grapevine. After you get it in the spot where you want it, go back and add a little more glue because we want to make sure that's really secure in the wreath. And you start from the top and go down, and you're nestling each one of these branches underneath so your hot glue is not going to show. So that was completely easy. We just changed the shape of the cedar as it was laying on the wreath. Now I want to add just a little bit more dimension. So I found this dripping cedar at Walmart. This will keep you on budget for this craft. A little bit different of a color of cedar, but what that's going to do is when I put just a little bit in throughout this wreath, it's going to give it more texture, more color, and look like a very expensive designer wreath. So I'm just going to start by, they actually pull off super easy, removing each little piece by itself. What you want to do when you're adding it to the wreath, we don't want big clumps. We want to add just a little bit of this color very sparingly through the other cedar. Now when you're adding these little pieces to the wreath, remember to follow that same pattern. We're going down one side and down the other. And when you're adding it to your wreath, lift up that original cedar, stick this up under, and that way it won't show and no one will know you added it to the wreath. Now to mimic the wreath that I saw at market, they used jute and wrapped around the grapevine. It was a really thick jute, not a really thin one. But I love velvet, so I am going to use this really thin velvet in a gold mustard color, and I'm going to start wrapping it around and adding a little glue. It's going to be really easy. All right, to start this onto the wreath, I'm going to wrap it around once, and on the back of the wreath, that's where I'm going to add a bunch of glue and glue the ribbon to the wreath, and then I'm just going to start wrapping and wrapping and wrapping. So without burning your fingers, touch that to the glue, bloop, and pull it and add that second one, and that glue will catch it as well. And I'm going to hold it there for a minute, and once it's on there, I'm going to start wrapping. So I'm mimicking what I saw at market, which is a very simple and easy design. But you could just as well make a huge bow and put on top of this wreath as well. You got to do whatever you like. Now I'm at the end, so I'm going to flip it over and add a bunch of glue and pull that velvet ribbon in place and until that glue dries. And then I'm gonna snip off that extra ribbon. And it is as simple as that. You have created a designer wreath on a budget. Let me show you how lovely it looks hanging up. If you would like to learn how to make a real wreath, click up here. This is a video I did on how to create a beautiful real wreath that you can either put on your door or inside your home. I'm gonna have some more videos coming out. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell because it'll tell you when that new video has hit. Everybody, happy holidays!